for today. Just a chance of a few isolated showers and storms in the mix. Our high temperatures today into the low 90s. Slight chance of showers and storms tonight, low 70s. And then on Tuesday, a much better chance of showers and storms. Our high temperatures Tuesday into the lower 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Play like the Razorbacks. Fellas, you're ready. When we hit this field, we hit it better than anybody in the country.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
From the job site to the deer lease, Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith has what you need to get it done. When it comes to serious utility, Polaris and Kawasaki lead the way. Now with the all-new Polaris Ranger 1500 and the powerful Kawasaki Ridge. Some models come fully loaded with enclosed cabs and HVAC. Call or text 479-783-5822 or visit WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 19 days.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way.
He's really good. He's fast, can break tackles. He seems to set up blocks well, but he seems like he can run forever. He can run. Yeah, the first play of live tackle on the year, he goes to the house on a little stretch play. He can make you miss. He's just an all-around guy, a good player, and he's super fast.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, since school's about to start, you heard the voice of Sam Pittman there, head football coach at Arkansas, talking about a particular player. We're going to see if any of you were paying attention to this weekend. Who was he talking about as we get going here? Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Good to have you back.
I didn't have my headphones on, so I didn't hear it.
That's Big C. Do we know who we're talking about? Big C's going to be with us this week. Colton is having his son, hopefully later on tonight. The induction apparently got pushed back a day. We'll talk more about that coming up. Any idea who that's about? You kind of have the edge.
Mike Washington.
Mike Washington, who apparently via Taylor Green, Sam Pittman, any other player, the two players that I've heard being talked about by their position coach, their head coach, and players the most on both sides of the football that are newcomers are Mike Washington, who spent some time in New Mexico State and Buffalo, new running back, probably the one here at Arkansas, and then Justice Boone, the transfer defensive end from Florida. Those are the two guys. I've tried to listen as much as I can to all the players, all the position coaches, Sam Pittman whenever he talks. Those are the two guys that seem to be standing out the most. So as it is a Hot Take Monday here on the Morning Rush, my two hot takes as we get going about 19 days out from the Arkansas football opener is that Justice Boone's going to lead you in sacks and Mike Washington is going to go over 1,000 yards this upcoming season.
All right, good hot takes as we begin here on a Hot Take Monday. I know it's big scrimmage, fun to read about that and hear about it, and got to see some of that this weekend. I didn't, but I know that we had eyes on that. But we're cranking down. Be 2 weeks from Saturday, I guess, that we'll have a game. 3 weeks from this past Saturday. So good to be there. Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app, available in the Apple App Store.
Did you have a good vacation?
I did. Played a lot of golf. Played 6 days in a row. So pretty good to get away.
Good golf, bad golf?
Both.
Both. Yeah, because I played bad this weekend. It was fun, but I played awful.
Yeah.
Trying to get ready for our upcoming battles that we've got, not this weekend, but next weekend with a bunch of college buddies. This scramble intensity level is going to be off the charts. Where'd you end up playing?
Played at Shadow Valley one day. The Cooper's Hawk, which is a well-kept secret in Arkansas, and just a gem of a course in Melbourne, Arkansas. Played there one day, and then 3 days at Hot Springs Country Club, so on the park course.
Okay. So. Heck yeah. So what is so we're 19 days out. You mentioned 2 weeks from Saturday, Arkansas will host Alabama A&M. Game's at what, 3:15?
Yep.
If I remember that right. As we get closer to the season, people are starting to, like, things are starting to caramelize, as they would say when you're cooking meats or whatever else. They're starting to come together a little bit. Your thoughts, your opinions, everything else. What would you say is a hot take of yours about this football team in 2025?
I think they're going to be okay on the offensive line. I like the experience. I like the number of starts they've got up front compared to where they were at going into last year. I think the right side of that line has got some good competition and is moving along. I think Kobe Branham is going to be a part of that. And Marion Harris, obviously, over there on the right side. So I get some good battles going on at guard. I think my take is I'm less concerned. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying it's going to be all SEC. But I think the offensive line is going to be better than we've seen the last few years.
I think one of the reasons I feel...
They really like Kittler at center.
Yeah, one of the reasons I feel stronger about, by the way, your favorite Remington Award watch list.
Yes.
He was just recently named
an award. One of 300 players there.
I know Jonathan Luigs won that in 2007. I don't know how many other Razorbacks, if any, have ever won that award for the best center in college football. But you think about...
a couple.
Yeah, you think about that position, and Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis, who ran roughshod for a couple of years. People forget you had a Pulaski Academy Bruin and Arkansas Razorback that was the best at his position. So the offensive line, the reason I feel that Mike Washington could be that 1,000-yard plus back this year is because, one, I just don't know how much, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting. I don't know how much confidence you have early on in the passing game. I think they're really going to try and stick to the ground early, that leading to Mike Washington getting the ball a lot. Now, he's going to be your one. Well, Braylon's probably going to be your two. Rodney Hill's going to factor in there as well. I'm curious how they look at what happened with Jaquinda Jackson last year with some injuries and some durability issues, how that affects maybe the formula for Mike Washington and the rest of the guys. But kind of to go off yours, I think one of the things I'm more confident in is that offensive line leading and potentially lending to an 1,000-yard rusher. Speaking of good rushers, we're going to have James Rouse on joining us at 10 o'clock this morning.
Well, he was a good one.
Yes, he was a good one. 39 total touchdowns in his career. One of the best to ever do it here at Arkansas at that position. He's going to be a part of the 2025 Hall of Honor class, which is going to be inducted in September. So really excited to catch up with him, former Parkview Patriot. You think about the combination of him and Keith Jackson back in high school. That would be something that as an opposing coach that I would think just give you nightmares back then.
Well, I'm going to ask you about the 1983 state championship game. You remember that? 10 years before you were born.
Is that,
11 years before you were born.
I'm assuming that's Southside.
Portsmouth Southside upset Parkview. Probably still one of the greatest upsets in a state championship game because you had Roush. You had Keith Jackson. I mean, they were going to roll two of the best players to come out of our state. And that was a huge upset for Bob Gatling and the Southside Rebels, as they were known then, back in '83.
What about you, Big C? What is your hot take heading into this football season? 19 days out.
Before I heard all this, this positivity about Mike Washington, I just had a feeling the running backs would be key this year. Last year, like you said, we didn't have an 1,000-yard rusher. It felt like we were kind of unknown. It was all on Talen's shoulders to kind of make plays happen. And when you've got a good running back or several good running backs, that just makes everything better for you offensively. And I think you'll really see the offense open up. So my hot take really is the running backs, having a really good season. I don't know if Washington will get to 1,000 yards, but as long as they're all kind of doing it by committee, I think this season can really be special. That's the big key right there.
It's been interesting listening to Colby Smith, running back coach, Sam Pittman. Russell apparently did not have a good spring. And when you hear a coach or position coach say like, yeah, that guy needs to pick it up, then that is amplified because a lot of times they'll keep that stuff in-house, locker room or whatever. Apparently he has kept it up or picked it up within the last week or so. But that just kind of was like, and I know there was some portal stuff, him going in, him going out a couple times, but I heard that when they talked about it in the spring. Then I heard it again and how apparently he's kind of, I don't know, batten down the hatches is the phrase to use, but apparently he's picked it up a little bit, which should be encouraging if you're an Arkansas fan.
Competition there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing will fear of losing your job will motivate you. And I think that's exactly where he's at. And it's going to take more than one running back. You're not going to get through the season in one, but you want to be the bell cow. You want to be the one that if it's 4th and 2, they're trusting you to carry the football. So who can secure the football, who can get the yards, but it's going to take more than one this year. You start getting down to the 3rd and 4th back, you're not going to get very many carries. But you want to be the bell cow. Everybody wants to be that.
If you've got a thought this morning, you can jump in with us. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. HR guy, his hot take is listening to Sam Pittman talks makes me want to take a nap. Yeah, Sam looked like you were a little tired. I watched that press conference 22 or 23 minutes. You got to remember fall camp. I was going to say fall camp being he takes a toll on coaches too and whatnot. I don't care what he sounds like. I just want him to win football games. I know you want to be inspired. You want to be rejuvenated. You want to have a strong 2025 season. But whether he's like just monotone or if he brings the energy, that all doesn't matter. What matters is them somehow, some way finding a way to win these close football games, which they're going to be in once again in 2025. I don't think there's going to be a lot of games where they get housed or blown out. They're going to have situations, they find themselves one score, field goal opportunities. And I know we were talking about before the show, and we'll get into Cam Little's 70-yard kick coming up, but Starzik is another kid that apparently didn't have a great spring. He's kind of missing some kicks. He picked it up. I think Sam said he was 14 of 15 of his last kicks, and he was either 4 or 5 or 5 or 6, apparently in the scrimmage on Saturday. So this is a former number 1 kicker in the country that you landed at Fayetteville. Scott Fallon did a good job on that. Cam, I think, was up there when he was recruited out of high school and landed at Arkansas, but that's encouraging to me as well.
Well, you've got to make your kicking game a weapon. You can't have a kicking game that you're apprehensive about putting them out in situations. Arkansas has been under Sam Pittman in a lot of tight ball games down into the fourth quarter. You can't have anxiety about running your kicking game out there. So, having someone that's solid that you believe in, you don't have to kick 70-yarders. That's a nice number from Cam Little. And you don't really have to kick 50-yard, but you need to be pretty solid from 40 and in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and hopefully Arkansas can do that. One of the other things that I wanted to get into this morning was from a couple former coaches, Jimbo Fisher, Florida State, and also Texas A&M, John Gruden, Raiders, Buccaneers, a couple other pit stops, not just in the NFL, but in college as well. Both those guys were on record the last few days talking about their opportunities that they want to potentially coach again in the college football ranks, and that's our opening drive this morning.
The only reason I really came here is I want to coach again. I'm being honest with you. I do not either. I want to coach again. I'd die to coach in the SEC. I would love it. I would love it.
If the right situation comes along and it's right, I'm still 59. I'm still in great shape. I'm healthy. Have had success everywhere we've ever been. I would be very interested in still doing it because I think I still got a lot to give and like to get back out there. I really would.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so that was Gruden in Athens, Georgia, talking to Kirby Smart's players. Jimbo was on a former Florida State, I think, offensive lineman's podcast, talking about his appetite to get back into coaching. Who is more appealing? One's got a Super Bowl, one's got a national championship. Jimbo hasn't coached since 23. Gruden hasn't coached since 21. If a job opens up
was
in
the
the
Raiders
offseason,
his last spot there in Vegas?
Correct, yeah, the second go-around of that. If a job opens up in the offseason at an SEC school or just a Power 4 school, and they're vetting different coaching opportunities or different coaching candidates, and Gruden's name pops up, Jimbo Fisher's name pops up via their agents, they make it be known, hey, I'm interested in this job. Who is the more appealing potential coach if you're an athletics director?
I think it's Gruden because Jimbo hasn't shown the ability to adapt and change or anything, his philosophy, or just even relinquish some responsibility to like your other coaches. I mean, he wants to do everything, and he wants to go down with the ship, even if it doesn't work. I mean,
I think that's a telling point, because based on what Coach Petrino has been on the record about since he arrived here, like he couldn't even install his own vernacular. Like they couldn't, like the words that he would use during his offense. It was all the old
his
stuff.
glossary.
Yeah, and it was like you have to. Jimbo was like you have to use
terminology.
This.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Neither would be my answer. Number one, I don't think Arkansas should be looking for a 59-year-old, 60-year-old. How old's Gruden now? 59 for Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo's 59.
Neither are spring chickens. So I think Arkansas needs to be looking younger if they had an opening. So neither would excite me, but if I had to take one of the other, that was the only two I could hire from. That was my entire candidate pool. I'd go Jimbo Fisher because I think he understands recruiting in the SEC better than Gruden's going to understand it. I don't know who would excite potential recruits and transfers, and you should probably say transfers then recruits in that order now.
Good point.
But I think Jimbo Fisher probably understands that very important side of what goes on in the SEC, and he's been closer to it more recently.
How old's Gruden, Big C?
Oh, Gruden. I looked up Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo's 59, but they have both SEC backgrounds.
We need a 39-year-old, not a 59-year-old.
And this isn't just pertaining to Arkansas. I just found it interesting as I saw those clips, and SEC fan bases were potentially advocating for one of them to take over if there is a head coaching change made in this conference, which, by the way, didn't happen last year. And I tend to think that won't repeat in 2025. I can't see 2 straight years of no coaching changes within this league, but then you always come back, and accurately so, to the idea of just the money and everything that's going on within college athletics, that despite some wanting changes doesn't necessarily end up getting to that point. So if personally, I think that John Gruden would be the more appealing because of how Christian said.
61.
He's 61, so even 2 years older than him. I just think his refusal, and not that I think Gruden's one of those guys, it's his way or the highway, but I think he would be more apt to, especially because he's been in the broadcaster chair and season, and not that Jimbo hasn't, but I think he would be more willing to change to keep up with certain offenses and certain ways that they go about things. Maybe I'm just making too much out of a sound clip that I thought was interesting.
For what we do, and for the entertainment value of this show and our other shows on this station, Gruden would be more entertaining to cover. But, I don't think either would be your first or second choice if you were put in a position to need a coach.
Colton is not here, but he did add some thoughts to this. He feels like Oklahoma, Florida, and Auburn would be a bigger possibility. He even feels like if LSU and Brian Kelly, if it went down this ship, that those would be better possibilities. He doesn't feel like that this would be something, and he says that any legitimate member of the media that uses his story for clicks is a no-talent hack until further notice. By the way, again, Colton and Gabby expected to have their kid later on tonight. Now, you had mentioned it's sometimes like they schedule stuff, but it doesn't actually happen till the next day.
Well, it's not like they,
day.
Put a quarter in your hind end, wind you up, a baby stick pops out.
Is that not how it works?
That's not how it works. So I know this. When we had our youngest, who will be 14 next week, a week from today, you go in, you get a good night's rest. They give you an Ambien, and I wish they wouldn't give me one. I asked for one. They couldn't give me anything because I wasn't the patient. That's okay. Get a good night's rest, and we'll start at dawn. That's how it worked 14 years ago.
How are the couches of a length that you can actually lay all the way down, or are you kind of
at Mercy?
Up?
They were at Mercy. I had a place to
Okay.
I think I slept better than she did.
You missed it last week. We did give parental advice to Colton.
You did
via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We had a bunch of listeners chime in and give him some thoughts on how he should go about not just this pregnancy, but beyond that. Do you have any parental advice for a father of 3? To him?
Sleep all you can right now.
Okay. That was suggested several times.
Work on your gag reflex because you're going to change some diapers that are going to be nauseating. Yeah. Change every diaper you can before you go back to work, because once you go back to work, she will keep score.
Okay.
You will find out how many you're behind when you get home from work. So, and nothing's cheap.
Yeah, I think he's
diapers, formula, car seats. You can spend a fortune on a stroller It is amazing how much on a car seat and stroller. And what are you going to do? Get the cheapest car seat for your kid to ride in your car? No.
You got to get the most expensive one.
The safest one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are those devices and those pieces of equipment, do you pay more to have them already made? Because you know how sometimes you buy something and it's like already set up and it costs more than the one that you have to assemble yourself? Are those two?
Oh, you talking about, like you buy it, they just deliver it?
Yes, correct.
I don't know.
Or those situations where there's no already made, already put together items that you just have to do yourself.
Oh, like the baby crib, had to put it together.
Okay.
Stroll. I have a wife that likes doing that kind of stuff.
You lucked out then.
And so, I mean, she'd have had your grill put together in about a day, but
took several months for that.
Took you half a year, but
legitimately,
yeah, there is a variety of stuff, but generally car seats and strollers already come assembled. So I would recommend getting the stroller where the car seat pops in and out of each. So you got the base in the car, then it pops into the stroller. But that would be some of the things that hopefully he's on those paths.
On the right path. All right.
All right, that's your opening drive. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They have opened a location in Salisal. I guess we're closing in on close to a year of their newest location, of course, in Fort Smith as well. If you're thinking about a new child being born, maybe it's time to update your trust, update your estate planning. And it's never too early to start on that. You think, well, I'm young, I'm going to live forever. Well, you still need to have a plan. As you gather assets, as you increase your portfolio, those things need to be looked at every few years. And Jackie Mock and the team can help you with that. 479-769-1505. Every aspect of the law. If you've been in a car wreck, if you're dealing with family law matters, contract matters, they can help you with that as well. 479-769-1505. Arkansas and Oklahoma. They can help you on either side of the border. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, couple things to keep thinking about the rest of the morning as we continue on a Hot Take Monday. There's this clip of CeeDee Lamb crashing into a referee, so I want you to queue up some potential altercations that were unintended for maybe your reffing days. We'll hear more from Sam Pittman on the scrimmage this weekend, so find out other things that are going on as well. Isaac Teslaw had his first preseason NFL touchdown for the Detroit Lions, which was cool. And then how about the crazy ending of the FedEx Championship this weekend? That was nuts, was it not?
The shoot-off or whatever they had?
Yeah. Say that again.
The ending of the FedEx Championship.
Oh, that was crazy. All those and the way Justin Rose played down the stretch, absolutely.
So we got there was
now those points are mad, and now you're watching for Ryder Cup standings as well, and you got the Ryder Cup coming up too. That they're going to set the teams here pretty quick.
Now is it guidelines for the Ryder Cup that you have to be within a certain threshold of standings, or can Keegan Bradley still pick outside of that?
Oh, he's got captain's picks, but I mean you better be careful with what you do, or you're going to get criticized either way. But you want to make sure you get some guys that are playing hot right now and will fit the personalities of your team. That's what Keegan Bradley had. And I think it's neat that you're watching these captains, or at least Keegan, he was playing this weekend in Memphis as well.
Yeah. So. All right, so we'll get into our Hog update coming up in just a bit. Cam Little, 70-yarder for the Jags in a preseason game. What a performance. We'll talk about that and more when we come back.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Tip no good, but Brazil's dog goes down.
This is the Morning Rush.
I still see the way.
Protect what matters most with the Fenceman. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fenceman's got Fort Smith covered. The Fenceman has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fenceman. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
fans. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us. Go
Go
Hogs.
Today you're going to follow Jesus. And by 10 o'clock, I still want to follow Jesus, but I also want to slap the hell out of somebody.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer day. Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
You're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com. I've got a confession to make. I'm on my phone way too much, and most of the time, it's a waste. Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Jammart gas stations and convenience stores. There are some apps that are worth your time, such as the Jammart Rewards app. It includes top deals, the latest promotions, plus rewards that keep you coming back. Anytime I stop by the pump or register, my loyalty number is being utilized. Keeping up with my points and offers is easy. Download the Jammart Rewards app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Jammart, the leading gas station and convenience stores in Arkansas.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
We came out pretty injury-free. Oscar possibly has a high ankle injury. Had two guys that didn't play today that probably could have played on a Saturday with Cam Ball and Rodney Hill, a couple of AC sprains there that aren't bad. Like I said, I think both of them could have played today if needed. We elected to hold them until Monday.
That's the most important thing in fall camp each and every year. It's just keeping guys healthy. And you heard Sam Pittman talking about Andres Poshka with the high ankle sprain, the AC stuff with Rodney Hill and Cam Ball. But like you just heard him say, it doesn't sound like it's that serious. Again, Tommy, knock on wood, until it gets 2 Saturdays from now that they don't have any issues when it comes to injury-wise.
Well, and really about 4 Saturdays from now when it's really going to start counting. And I know, you got to win against Alabama A&M or we got a whole different conversation. Arkansas State, I know it's A-State for the first time, but, you should outclass those guys. It's really when you get to weeks 3 and beyond, you better be really healthy, best personnel available, ready to go, because that's when you got to be locked in, everything ironed out, is when you get to game 3 of the season.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
And hopefully Arkansas is able to do that. We heard from Sam Pittman in our open talking about Mike Washington, new running back here at the University of Arkansas. Again, a lot of people really excited about what he could bring to the running back room. Sounds like he's going to be running back 1, including your quarterback, Taylor Green.
I mean, everything really. His speed, his physicality, his ability to break tackles, his pass protection, everything. But I'm not really surprised about it. If you see what he's done in this offseason, in the training room and the routine that he has, it's some crazy stuff. Like I'll go in the training room or my teammates will go in the training room. Just the amount of work that he puts into it, I'm not surprised about it.
18 touchdowns between Buffalo and New Mexico State. Tommy, I always wonder how guys transition from maybe a lesser, because there's 2 different types of transfers, right? You either have like the JUCO and lesser conference route coming to the SEC, Rohan Jones and others, and then you have the guy like a Xavier Sori, a Drew Sanders, a Matt Landers that played at a Georgia or Alabama, didn't get on the field a lot, but then come to Arkansas. Not necessarily always worried about those guys, but I'm wondering about just the transition, not just of him, but some other guys that played in lesser conferences.
Well, and why did they get there? Was it because they were undeveloped physically coming out of high school, and now they've grown 3 or 4 inches and they put on 40 good pounds? I mean, there's reasons why players played at a lower level of college football, and hopefully it was FBS, not FCS. But we've seen success here out of Division II and FCS. So sometimes it's just about a guy developing. But then you have a Drew Sanders, like you're mentioning, that went to Alabama, was just outstarred. He was a low 4-star. They were high 4-star. They were low 5 stars, whatever. And he comes here and he's a superstar at Arkansas. It takes a mix of all those guys to make a good football team.
Last thing, Cam Little. What a performance this weekend.
Holy smokes. I got a shot. He just kicked a 70-yard field. You kidding me? Crazy. That's crazy. That'd be an NFL record. That would be an NFL record in the first half. Holy smokes. That's unbelievable.
So it broke a preseason record held by Brandon Aubrey. It's either 64-66. Aubrey also holds the second longest in NFL history. Justin Tucker has a 66-yarder in an actual NFL game. But regardless if it was preseason or a regular season game, guys,
it happened.
It's an unbelievable accomplishment.
Yeah.
Cam was practicing. I saw some videos. He was practicing this in the offseason. So it's kind of cool to actually see him get an attempt to do it. I mean, he's. It's not like he's an spot by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think it's cool that you have him do what he's doing. Well, Jake Bates just kicked a 57-yarder. I mean, 2 of the best kickers in the NFL are Arkansas Razorbacks, which is cool.
BE in Clarksville on the Lewis Automotive text line says 70-yard field goal should be worth 9. I agree. You get further out, it'll become at least worth 4 or 5 the further out you go. But that does, like you said, I don't think you had any danger of losing a roster spot or having a real competition there. But that pretty well locks you up. It's got to be the right situation. I think one other thing on that cake, that wasn't done in Denver. It's done at Jacksonville. It was done at sea level.
Yeah.
So that I think that's something else to point out. Didn't appear to be wind aided. This was a pure, true 70-yard field goal that looked to be good from a few yards more. It didn't just barely clear the crossbar either. So, this is a guy that is going to be a weapon for his team. But how many times normal game situation, that was an end-of-half play, low seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
You're not going to have very many of those opportunities in a season.
All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Hot Take Monday. Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, so we have a lot to get to here. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up in just a bit. B's text kind of reminded me about fantasy football, Tommy. You get more point kicks and whatnot.
I'm not opposed to it. Hey, guys, we're coming down to the very end. This Saturday, we give away the football trip of a lifetime at Hardee's. A chance to go see the Cowboys in Las Vegas against the Raiders. We got all the details. Last chance to qualify. I think, what do we got, 20? I think we're up to 20 now.
20 and 20.
So we got the last spots coming up Tuesday, and that's going to be it. So we'll tell you more. Join us Saturday at Hardee's. We'll have the high school contest, and then the big giveaway all this Saturday at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Morning Rush Daily Question is next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It's for work purposes, so I can expense it.
I'll show you exactly where to put your expense report on that one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hudson Clark with his 5th career interception.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richard's paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue and my 35
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choose your escape. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a luxurious dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in a lavish meal with the $7 Supreme box. Or explore new worlds with the $9 Discovery box, now featuring the crispy chicken burrito for a truly unmissable experience.
Is that Tony Hawk?
Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Hey, it's Colton Little. Been trying to kill a little bit of time at work, so I logged on to MyBookie, and as the clock has ticked by, I've already made money, and I've already had a good time. They've got tons of great stuff on there. I'm talking about blackjack, roulette, live dealers, poker, and a full lineup of slots. They didn't make me download an app. All I had to do was just log in, made a quick deposit, and then I was playing games and winning money. If you're thinking about checking out MyBookie, you should have done it yesterday. Use the promo code HOGS and they'll toss you a nice deposit match of up to $1,000. And now you can bet on the Hogs all season long with MyBookie.
Terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
I want to go back to Cam Little and the 70-yard field goal for our Morning Rush Daily Question presented by CartPath Social. Should kicking records count in preseason games? I understand why you don't count sack totals, maybe in a single game, why you don't count passing performances or rushing performances. You're not playing against a true NFL 53-man roster. So I get that. But a kicking performance is the same regardless, right? Doesn't matter who else was on the other side, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, if you can kick it 70 yards through the pipes, or you can punt it however far would be the record. I don't know what the record would be. Should that count as a record?
No. Still preseason.
But what's the difference? What's the difference if it was in a preseason game Saturday night or game one in a few weeks on a Sunday? It's still the same kick it's still the same athletic feat.
I don't know. This might be, there's not a perfect comparison, but like Scott Starzik kicked and I don't know what is it Little's like 63 against Texas, 62 or whatever it was, like longest kick in Arkansas.
Steve Cox had it for a long time.
Okay. That being said, if Starzik in, like, let's say the red-white game in the spring kicked a 67, 68-yard field goal, we wouldn't put in the record books. To me, that's the only comparison I could think about, and I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think so either, but I think it's a question where
I think it's like...
There's not... And here's why I would say no.
Okay.
But I think it is the point of discussion is, should it be a record or not? It happened. I get why the other things weren't considered. I don't think you can consider kicks and then not consider passing, not consider tackles, not consider receiving yards. I get why you don't do those things.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a different level of pressure when you kick in a regular season game. Just like there's a different level of pressure in a postseason game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the pressure in a preseason game is the same, but I don't think that pressure or the lack of mattered for what Cam Little did. Should be noted, won't be, but 70 yards is a hell of a feat.
What do you think, Big C?
That gives me confidence he can do it in a real game, though.
I don't know that he'll get the chance in a real game, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, this was an end-of-half kick. Time was going to expire. There wasn't a lot of risk in taking this opportunity. It would take an identical set of circumstances in order for him to get that chance.
John texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. As much as I wanted to, I would say no. Preseason kicking records should not count if the defending team is really going to try and block a field goal. It changes the angle, and the kicker has to kick in a preseason game, and they might not be trying to block it like they would in a regular season.
Fair enough.
They were trying to block it on that one. on the replay.
And you also have that guy and I think, and I'm forgetting who the Jags played. I'm pretty sure there was a guy in the end zone waiting just in case. But again, congrats to Cam and his accomplishment, whether it was a preseason game or a regular season game. Pat in Hawassi texting in. Is that Hawassi? Is that I'm saying that right, Tommy? Arkansas should sign the number one kicker every year after pointing to that. Guys, come here and do that. Well, Arkansas's had a track record of success with kickers. You mentioned Cox, Little, Ordonez, Trainer, Cam. I don't want Hawker. I mean, you've had some All-Americans, some really good kickers over the years. We don't think, when we think Arkansas football, I don't think our mind immediately jumps to, man, we're kicker you.
Yeah.
But when you look back at the history and the record books, it's like, man, you got some dudes that have come here and kicked field goals.
Yeah.
So that hopefully, and Fountains, again, Starzik was number one. Cam was top 5, top 3 when he came out of high school. So you've had some guys come to campus that are pretty highly decorated and recruited. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. A great place you can always stop in and hang out is Cart Pass Social. This could be a team building exercise. I know we have a lot of people that listen in the Walmart home office, Tyson, JB Hunt. Well, maybe you're looking for something. Well, Cart Pass Social is the place to do it. You go to cartpasssocial.com, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Give Christian Olson, Nate Garahan a call, 479-487-3622. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social, the number one indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Ryan in Hot Springs has been patiently waiting here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ryan, what say you? What is your answer to Tommy's Morning Rush Daily Question? Should that count?
No. I don't. But you made a comment too about Jake Bates, and even crazier, they were on the same team at the same time.
Jake didn't kick a field goal in Arkansas. He never kicked a field goal. He just did kickoff.
But he did. But he got that. His only highlight was the onside kick against Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was a Pittman dialed that
22.
Up. Mm-hmm.
It was in 22. So the reason why I called, I come to challenge you on something. And I actually went back and listened. I'm pretty sure too you were talking about the tight end room not being improved either this year. So I wanted to kind of have a fun little back and forth with you on that. Here's why I think that the receiving room it could potentially be improved, and say it straight face too. And I want to be very clear. I'm not disparaging Armstrong in the least. I'm super proud of what he did for us, but I feel like the one thing that he didn't have in his game that really could have helped us last year was his breaking tackles. I felt like we were actually at work yesterday with my residents and stuff. We put on the Tennessee game from last year, and there were a couple of plays there he could have potentially even got a touchdown if he could have just broke a couple of tackles, and it was just like initial contact, he went down. I feel like that might have been too what might have hurt him getting drafted this year is his inability to break tackles, and that was brought up by the running backs, or not the running backs, the receivers coach this past week. I think is it Fouch. Mm-hmm. He was addressing that, and while they went to the portal this year, they wanted to get guys that had the ability to break tackles, and I think that's why they went and got Omega. Now I understand that he's coming from a lower deal, but on paper he had the best yards after catch last year. Now I want to move on from there. So I want to go to talk about Broden and Satania. They were two of our other guys that got consistent targets. Now Broden was worse than Satania on drops, but both of them were not consistent targets. They had their share of drops, and obviously Broden, like I said, had more. But with who they're bringing in with Cam Shanks, I feel like it's probably going to have a chance to have much better hands than either Satania or than Broden. Are you with me so far? Yeah. Or you got it. And bringing in Sharp too, who played in Petrino's system at Missouri State, I think is going to be a big help as well. Now, your comments about the tight end room, here's why I disagree with you. You had Haas who got hurt, his back against Oklahoma State, and then you didn't see much from him for pretty much still the Mississippi State game for almost 5 or 6 weeks. And then you also had two tight end kicked off the team. So pretty much not tight end was a non-factor in this offense last year because we didn't have nobody to play hardly. Paskey was pretty much just a blocking tight end. That's it. With who we brought in, if we get some catches out of these guys, I feel like that's an automatic upgrade just because of not having anybody in that room.
All right, Ryan, appreciate that.
Well, I think the depth of the tight end room, and we think about tight end, I think we all still think about Luke Halls. All your points are right. Everything you're talking about this season may come to fruition, may come to pass, but particularly with the wide receivers, everything you're saying is an assumption on this year. The real answer is we don't know, and that's why it's still the huge question mark that it is. Everything you said may be exactly spot on, but we need another 6 weeks from now to really kind of have a feel whether we're headed in that direction.
Yeah, I would say that the breaking tackles thing about Andrew, everyone knew he was getting the football. Defensive coordinators, defensive back coaches keyed in on him every single game. So oftentimes
he
had to break 2 or 3 tackles of defenders that were awaiting for him to get the football. Satania did have drops. I remember he dropped one against Tennessee that could have been a touchdown. Broden had several. Had the wheels, just for whatever reason, didn't have his hands in 2024, which I know was discouraging for him. You lose. Help me. Why am I blanking on the track and field guy that's not playing football this year? Help me on this, guys.
Can't remember.
You lose him. He's not playing this year. You lost 6, 7, 8 of your top pass catchers. Ryan, you pointed out things to go right. And a lot of things, like Omega Blake, for example, who I think is going to be the best wide receiver on the team. You mentioned Raylan playing at both Missouri State, Fresno State, played with Taylor, I think 1 year at Louisville in high school. Like, you're hoping that all these little things for the wide receiver room can go right. The tight end room, which has changed a lot, as has the wide receiver room. Again, those are hope, but they're unknowns.
Jordan Anthony, right?
Thank you, Jordan Anthony. So it's a hope. I don't know if there's any evidence that can lead you to believe that the wide receiver room and tight end room is going to be better than it is last year. You can hope for it, but I don't know if you can hone in on a particular player or group and say they are clearly going to be better than last year.
And hopefully C.J. Brown takes a step forward. I know he had the Texas game? He had the drop over the middle.
The fumble.
Fumble over the middle. Hopefully he matures and comes along. I think he can provide you some quality depth. I think there's a chance for the wide receivers to be better, but you're also, how many times do you get better with a couple guys that are going to play in the NFL not there any longer? I mean, it's hard to do, right?
3rd round draft pick in Tesla, who caught his first touchdown this past Saturday or Friday night. Maybe it was Friday night. Armstrong, who went undrafted. Broden even went undrafted, got signed. Satania's playing for Oklahoma. Anthony's competing in the Olympics now. Like you said, it's hard to wrap your mind and wrap your head around the idea of them getting better after so many losses this year. That's not to say it can't. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it can't happen. I'm just not going to sit here and tell you it is going to happen.
But the top end of last year's list is playing in the NFL.
Yeah. Broden, Satania.
Right.
Sorry. Broden, Tesla, Armstrong. Or at least sign.
I mean, we don't, and again, it's August 11th. It's not October 11th, and we'll have a better idea. But I don't think anyone's looking at this group and saying, "Boy, there's 3 guys that are going to play on Sundays."
And then on the tight end room, I think Jones, you're excited about what he can do. Pittman and Turner have been really excited. Platt played for Petrino at Texas A&M. Poshka's back. I know he's got that high ankle sprain that Pittman was talking about. But Washington is playing for the national runner-up in Notre Dame, who's coming in week 5. Haz is in Oxford, unfortunately, with that ankle issue. Don't know how much longer he's going to be out. But it's not like you lost tight ends to Sisters of the Poor. They went to the national runner-up and one of the better teams the last few years in the SEC. I'm forgetting who the other tight end that was kicked off the team this past season. But you also have to look at where did guys end up if they didn't get drafted in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Those 2 guys ended up at better schools, football-wise, the last few years. So you can take that for what it is, but that's kind of where the Arkansas wide receiver room and tight end is right now.
All right, James Rouse, former running back at Arkansas, part of some really good teams, came out of Little Rock Parkview. He's going to join us in the next hour. We'll talk some Razorback football with him. Hey, it's hay season, and there's no time to waste, and there's no time for equipment that can't keep up either. You need gear that works as hard as you do, and that's why farmers trust WT Equipment and Vermeer Forage Tools. From mowers to balers, Vermeer Equipment is built tough to perform in the field and is backed by support you can count on. WT Equipment will help you find the right tools for the job and keep them running for you all season long. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait. So right now, find all the deals at WT Equipment, Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and Rayville, Missouri, and online at WTEquip.com.
Really excited about a guy that's going to be inducted in the 2025 Hall of Honor. We'll talk with James Rouse when we return on the Morning Rush.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, King G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lab putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. Did you...
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, just a chance of a few isolated showers and storms in the mix. Our high temperatures today into the low 90s. Slight chance of showers and storms tonight, low 70s. And then on Tuesday, a much better chance of showers and storms. Our high temperatures Tuesday into the lower 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, this is Landon Jackson, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 19 days.
He's really good. He's fast, can break tackles. He seems to set up blocks well, but he seems like he can run forever. He can run. The first play of live tackle on the year, he goes to the house on a little stretch play. He can make you miss. He's just an all-around guy, a good player, and he's super fast.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
So that's been one of the takeaways from spring fall camp and also the scrimmage on Saturdays. Mike Washington has apparently been a stud. Now, it's one thing to do it in practice and scrimmage, another thing to do it during the gauntlet of the SEC, but you should be encouraged based on what Sam Pittman, Colby Smith, Taylon Green, and others have said about Arkansas's newest running back and the guy that you should expect to be running back number 1 on this roster this season. Curious to see what Braylon Russell we get in his sophomore year. We saw the effect he had on Mississippi State and on Tennessee. Curious what he could do with an entire season, Tommy, under his belt.
Yeah, and looking forward to just kind of see it all come together these first few weeks and see if you're making the kind of progress and seeing what you think, hey, this is a team by their third game can go on the road to Oxford and beat Ole Miss, because that's ultimately the goal. You got to win games 1 and 2. You got to beat Alabama, A&M, and Arkansas State. But, you know, it's really about being in the right spot for game 3 to compete on the road in your first SEC game. All right, James Roush going to be in the 2025 Hall of Honor class, and former Razorback, Little Rock Parkview Patriots, going to join us here in just a few minutes. First, quick word for the Fence Man. If you're looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong, call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. All of Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma they've taken care of for more than 40 years. They build one-of-a-kind custom fences for residential, commercial, and high-security needs. If you need automatic gates, they do those as well. And the Fence Man does what other companies simply just can't do. So get a free quote today. Go to thefencemanAR.com or call 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Over the top, touchdown Razorbacks. James Rouse. Give left side. There he goes. James Rouse tries to turn it in. Touchdown Arkansas.
Rouse up the middle with a big hole. Cuts upfield. He's gone. See you later. Touchdown Razorbacks.
Out from the eye. The pitch goes to the far side. That's James Rouse. Texas Tech pursues well to the right. Rouse reverses himself. Can he get around the corner? Yes, he does. He's a push for midfield strike.
Another great play by James Rouse again.
All right, you're Coach Ken Hatfield at the end. We feel like when we have someone of the status of James Rouse, he needs. And James, appreciate you hopping on with us this morning. How things going to start August, my man?
Oh, hot. We're going okay. Going okay.
Well,
can't complain.
James, I'm sure you have many of Coach Hatfield's stories. Quinn Grovey shared many on these airwaves before. What stood out playing for Coach Hatfield here at Arkansas?
Well, he's the players' coach. You know, Coach Hatfield is probably one of the better coaches that ever came through the University of Arkansas, and he cared about us. You know, and we knew that, and so you know, with someone that care about you and give you leeway to be who you are, you know, that's what you want. You just want someone who has your back, and Coach Hatfield definitely had our back.
Well, I know you've got a lot of former teammates and coach that has your back. You're going to be a part of this 2025 Hall of Honor class, your inductions next month. Have we started on the speech yet? Is that something that's still a work in progress? What's that going to look like here in Fayetteville next month?
I haven't thought about it just yet, but I'm sure I'll put something down. But it is a great honor to be honored, you know. And I do say this, you know, one of the things that I'm grateful for is that I'm here to see it, because I've had a few guys that I played with who are no longer here in Chicago, and so me and my wife actually were talking about that the other day. That you know, 4 of my guys that I played with in Chicago are no longer here. So I was like, you know what, it's good to be here. It's good to be honored. Good to be, you know, where my kids can be able to see it as well. Because they never, you know, of course they just hear about Dad. They never understood, you know, what exactly all that I did. So now they just kind of think of Dad as, you know, old fat Dad, just, you know, who can't run anymore and all that. So.
Oh man.
But so it should be great for them to see as well.
What was it like when you got the call that you were going to be part of this year's class?
Well, I was shocked, you know, a 100-year check call, and I was like, okay, what is he calling me for? So I was actually shocked and honored at the same time. So, but yeah, great. I'm excited.
Yeah. When you watch today's game versus, you know, the run-oriented, very, very little passing game, particularly when you played at Arkansas, and you watch today's modern football, which style would you prefer to play in? A little more wide open? A little more run and shoot, which we saw with Houston kind of in your day as well, or you know, a little more ground and pound like you were a big part of?
Well, you know what, probably a little bit wide open. You know, the ground and pound, that's a man's man. That's a man's man game there, because you know they stack the box, and so with this wide open offense, you know, now you got lanes, a lot more lanes to run in, as opposed to them stacking the box, in which they did a lot on us. And of course, you know, we had to read options too. So, you know, if a play wasn't ran for you and you run the read option, then, you know, you could get the ball, you may not get the ball. And a lot of times they took me out of the game sometimes when we ran a read option, you know, by just, you know, having someone keying on me. But other than that, I would probably like the wide open offense. Yeah, I'd probably like something like that.
Well, James, when it comes to your family, man, if they didn't get to watch you play, you just toss them the highlight reel, War Machine that he put together of you from back in the day. For those family members that don't necessarily believe that you were a stud back then.
Yeah, you know, like say when my kids first found out that, you know, their dad was who he is, and they's like, okay, you know, that's just Dad. Until my son, actually one of his friends was over and was like, let's pull up your dad. So what actually had happened is my son was in class, and he put up a Wikipedia page, and he's like, my dad's on Wikipedia. And so he came home and he was all excited. Dad, you on Wikipedia? I was like, oh, really? So that's kind of how the first, you know, he's like, hey, you may be famous. But until he actually saw me, you know, saw some of my runs and saw me play a little bit, saw a little game film. He's like, oh, okay, all right. You were a pretty good running back.
Well, if you need someone to speak on your behalf, I mean, you nearly had 3,000 yards, 39 total touchdowns. You're part of the 80s all-decade team. So I think me and Tommy would we'd be happy to do that if you need some just friends to help you out with that. James, being from Little Rock, Parkview Patriot, as Tommy talked about, we got some stuff we want to get into there, but potentially the final game of War Memorial Stadium, a place that you're accustomed to. I wonder your thoughts on this game coming up against Arkansas State, first time in program history. These guys are playing football against one another.
I've been wanting this for a long time, just for in-state rivalry. I mean, you got a lot of kids who want to go to the University of Arkansas, have always dreamed of going, but didn't necessarily get the opportunity. But then they had these other schools around where they can go play. And so, but who wouldn't want to play against maybe someone like Arkansas, growing up and wanting to play for them, but didn't get the opportunity? I think it's great. I think it's great for the state. I think it's great for football in the state of Arkansas. And I'm excited to see it. That'd be one of the games I definitely would want to go see, because I've been wanting to see that for a while. And it's going to create competition, and we need healthy competition in the state of Arkansas from the standpoint of football. As you guys well know, football in our state is not as big as it used to be, in my opinion. But it's coming back. A lot of guys now are starting to, stay in state when we lost a lot over the years. So we need to Arkansas needs to get back to recruiting in Arkansas a lot more. We do have a lot of talent here, and I just hate to see the talent go to other states and play.
Yeah. When you think back to your high school days and playing with Keith Jackson at Little Rock Parkview, tell us about those days. I mean, that was one of the best high school football teams, certainly of the 80s and maybe of the last 40 or 50 years.
Well, there's a debate with that. Sully and I always had a conversation. He seems to think that this Pine Bluff team, which I didn't really know anything about, I think it was Shabazz was on that team, may have been one of the better teams that ever assembled. And I told him I beg to differ, even though I didn't see them play. But I said I beg to differ just because so many guys on that team that actually got an opportunity to go play college ball. I think my junior year, I only played one full game. I was done by halftime on every game. And so, of course, we didn't win the big game, which we should have, but we didn't. But I think that was just one of the better teams that I ever played with and ever been assembled with, because we just had so much talent and so many guys getting the opportunity to go play, extend their play beyond high school.
Yeah, people around Fort Smith still talk about that 1983 championship game against Bob Gatling's Southside team. What do you I'm sure that's a night you remember often, probably not for the reasons you'd like to, but it's still considered one of the great, because of the quality of the team you're on, one of the greatest upsets in state championship history in the state of Arkansas.
I would agree with that. Even some of the guys that played in that game for Southside, I've run into him every now and then. He said, "We just came to the game. We just come to the game just to play. We knew that we didn't really have a chance, because you guys were blowing people out all year long, and the type of players that you guys had, we didn't think we really had a chance, but we was gonna give it a shot, and they gave it a shot, and they came out victorious. And of course, that game hunts us all. Every time we get together, we do talk about that, talk about that game and how we lost it and where we lost it and how did that happen. But things like that. If you play a game of football, play any type of sports, anything can happen. On any given Sunday, on any given Saturday or Friday night, anything can happen at any time.
Your final season was the 88 season, then Arkansas won back-to-back Southwest Conference titles in 88 and 89. Did you think you'd be a part of one of the last two conference titles that are on the trophy shelf for Arkansas? It's hard to believe that ever since you left the Southwest Conference, I know it's a tough SEC, but I don't think anyone in the late 80s would have believed you'd go as long as we've been without a conference championship.
I tell you what, those were some special teams back then. We had a lot of talent back then, and of course it was great playing, in the Cotton Bowl, especially my last year playing the 89-90 Cotton Bowl against Tennessee. A game I thought that we should have won because we controlled the game so much during the first half. And but like I say, anytime and any given day, anybody can beat anybody. But Yeah, exciting times back then. And like I said, love the guys that I played with. And we had, like I said, we had some really, really good teams.
Yeah.
And I tell everyone that Coach Hatfield, if you look at his record during that span, that from 85 to 89, probably one of the highest winning percentage as a coach in the history of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Every year we were going to a bowl game. And it wasn't a bowl game, when you win 6 games and just get in. We were winning 8, 9, 10, 11 games, 10 games a year, and losing 1 or 2 here and there. And so those are great teams back then. And I think we don't necessarily get the recognition. A lot of guys, a lot of my ex teammates, we talk about that as well. That the teams in the 80s, mid 80s, and particularly late 80s, don't get the recognition that we deserve because we, year in and year out, was very competitive. Year in and year out was ranked in the top 20 every year going in, ranked in top 10 a few years. So, yeah, from 85 to 89, my playing days there, we had really, really good teams and really, really good records.
Yeah. People think about Quinn Brophy, obviously the quarterback, future NFL Hall of Famer Steve Atwater, but guys like Wayne Martin and Freddie Childress that were on that team. I mean, Freddie, I remember him as a kid. I mean, just how big and nasty he was on that offensive line.
Yeah, when I signed with the University of Arkansas, Freddie came and said, "Well, when you signed, man, when I saw that you signed, I knew I was coming, for sure." And so Freddie and I had a great relationship, and he's probably one of the first guys I ever saw that big and agile. And so, I didn't see a lot of that in 5A conference at Parkview. We went out to Parkview, but the guy was big and talented, and like I say, a great guy as well. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed playing with Fred.
Former Razorback running back James Rouse, who's a part of the 2025 Hall of Honor class with us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. James, you kind of alluded to something there, like the recognition that you feel like maybe you and your team deserves. I know you were an honorary captain, I think 2012 against Ole Miss. What would your message be to Hunter and maybe the athletics department to how to get you guys more involved and bringing people back, teammates, teams, and whatnot? How would you go about doing that as a former player?
I would say reach out. I'm an ambassador for the state of Arkansas, and I'm an ambassador for the University of Arkansas, but no one's really ever reached out and asked me to do certain things or asked me to, if they recruit, I see some recruits that go to Arkansas, and I would visit with them if I see them, but no one really reaches out, and I just think that's a disconnect with the 80s teams, and it's not just me saying that; it's collective. We just feel like we are the forgotten team that that was good during those times, and I just say that just reconnect. Even when we recruit a lot out of Dallas, so we have a lot of players that are in Dallas. I would say when we go and play A&M and playing in that area, reach out. Have something for those guys to come in and support, because the guys want support. But if you don't feel like you belong or feel accepted, then people tend to go their own way. So I'll just say reach out, and bring us back. Bring the 80 teams back at some point, and honor us or something. Do something that will ignite those guys and want to come back and be a part of the program, because there is a big disconnect right now between the 80, like say the 85 on up to 89 teams that I play with. There's a huge disconnect. A lot of guys don't necessarily come back like they used to, and for whatever reason, I don't know.
James, what do you expect of Arkansas football in this decade? Like on a yearly basis, you mentioned your teams win 8, 9, 10 games. Like, how do you see Arkansas in the fold of the SEC now in 2025 and beyond?
You got to recruit. And like I say, you have to recruit in state, but you also have to recruit out of state, because the top tier SEC teams, of course, as you guys well know, they get into 4 and 5 stars. And, sometimes the 4 and 5 stars, I mean, those stars mean something, but, you can get a guy who's a 3-star, a 3.5 or 4-star, that can give you the equivalent of a 5-star sometimes. They may grow into that. And so I would say you got to start recruiting, of course, and I'm sure they do a great job in doing that, but you got to be competitive. Because if you see the top tier teams in the SEC, they got those 4 and 5 stars. They got the cream of the crops. And so we got to get back competitive. I say once we get back competitive, I think we can start drawing those guys in because we have great facilities. We got facilities like none others, so we can compete in that era. But as far as NIL, here again, the state of the game has changed a whole lot. Now, players want to be paid. And so, do we have the money, or do we want to have the money to start buying players? Because that's what's really going on. And so, at some point, they're going to have to kind of reel it in somehow, some way, because the lower tier teams are not going to be as competitive if they can't get the caliber athletes that they need.
James, you mentioned recruiting. Little Rock football, high school wise, is not the same since when you were in school. I know things have changed, but I wonder, as a guy that has had success coming out of high school from the Central Arkansas area, how do we get back to that? How do we get back to producing some of the best players in state being from Central Arkansas?
That's a good question. One of the things I do, I referee on Friday nights, so I see a lot of great talent across the state. From small schools to your larger schools. But it's just a matter of them putting together a package. Teams, being able to win, of course, and figure out a way to get these guys looked at. Because if you don't recruit in the state of Arkansas, which I don't think we've done, I think we started here in the last few years of recruiting back in the state of Arkansas, particularly for basketball. I don't know it's necessarily for football. The talent pool is it's not as great as it was back then, but there's still some talented players here. I see it every Friday night, and I think that these guys can play at the next level. But it's just a matter of giving an opportunity.
Well, James, when your name comes up, I'm sure smiles come across the face of Razorback fans because it brings back memories of a great time and a great era of Razorback football. We appreciate you taking time for us, and congratulations on being inducted in the 2025 Hall of Honor.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's been a great ride, and I've been hearing a lot from people. I've been getting a lot of phone calls and text messages. So a lot of people are excited that I'm in, and I'm excited as well.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you at the banquet, and good luck this football season to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, James Rouse, part of some of those great teams under Ken Hatfield in the late 80s and 2 conference titles, 88 and 89, going into the 2025 Hall of Honor. We'll talk more about that coming up. We're brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. 25 locations around our state. It's the place you can go to talk about financing options to spruce up your existing home, remodel that home, or maybe build a brand new one from ground up. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
We had a conversation with Daryl Hawkins, who was a Hawk of the 90 Final Four team, and that team, it took till last year for it to, I guess this past year, to be honored. It sounds like, and based on what James is saying, some of those 80s teams, which you referred to again, conference championships.
The last conference titles you had?
Yeah, were those teams. Mentioned, I think he was the captain in 2012, honorary captain back in 2012 against Ole Miss. To me, I'm not in an everyday work environment of the athletics department, but I would think, like, trying to track people down, you've got catalogs, you've got directories, you've got various ways you can get a hold of them. Is it that hard to do? I don't know. I'm more asking the question, but you would think that gesture would be relatively easy. It's like, hey, we'd love to host y'all this weekend or whatever. I realize there's a lot of teams, and
I don't know how many of those you can have the manpower, the woman power to put together. There's a lot of detail that goes into that.
Okay.
You know, from Friday night meals to meeting in the A Club to how you're going to do, you know, the honoring of those in front of the fans at halftime or pregame. You know, it's a lot of logistics on those. But certainly, and you want to bring them back on a year where it may, you know, a 25th or a 30th or a 35th in this case. You know, when you think about 88, 89, you're not on those numbers yet, but there certainly should be an effort in 2028 and 2029 to honor those guys. What would that be at that point? 40 years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that shouldn't get missed for those years, and it needs to be done while we still have Coach Hatfield here to do it with us.
And to that point, that's kind of what James alluded to. Is like he was happy, and he was honest with us that he's still alive to get to see this, like to see that. And we've seen some, unfortunately. We've had various different guys on the show that have had teammates, football, basketball, baseball, that have passed away. So when you wait at a certain point, when you wait too long, it's an unfortunate thing that, I mean, death takes us all at some point. So some of the teammates, some of the coaches don't get to experience being honored, and that's always a shame when you have someone going to a Hall of Fame or a Hall of Honor like James is going into, that they don't get to experience it while they're alive. So thought that was also an interesting tidbit from James Rouse this morning.
All right, so your thoughts, your reaction. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963, and call or text with your thoughts right now. Season's coming up. What are we, 19 days. I thought it was 20, but it's 19 days till the start of the season. 2 weeks from this coming Saturday, 3 weeks from the past Saturday. The Bet Saracen app, if you haven't downloaded it yet, sign up, download it, Apple app or Google Play Store. Use the promo code WELCOME, and when you clear your first $25 bet, you're going to get $125 in free bets loaded into your account. That's promo code WELCOME. Do it now with the Bet Saracen app.
All right, when we come back, SEC update. John Gruden, Jimbo Fisher, guys that coach that maybe want an opportunity still in this league. We'll touch on that next here on the Morning Rush.
You on drugs?
Drugs? No, I don't take drugs.
I don't like your attitude.
What else is no?
I'm holding you in contempt of court.
This is the Morning Rush. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choose your escape. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a luxurious dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in a lavish meal with the $7 Supreme box. Or explore new worlds with the $9 Discovery box, now featuring the crispy chicken burrito for a truly unmissable experience.
Is that Tony Hawk?
Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers living on the run. Now the beach front, nights 5 size
chasing thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Not a seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Rowback.com.
Rowback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Rowback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Hey, it's Colton Little. Been trying to kill a little bit of time at work, so I logged on to MyBookie, and as the clock has ticked by, I've already made money, and I've already had a good time. They've got tons of great stuff on there. I'm talking about blackjack, roulette, live dealers, poker, and a full lineup of slots. They didn't make me download an app. All I had to do was just log in, made a quick deposit, and then I was playing games and winning money. If you're thinking about checking out MyBookie, you should have done it yesterday. Use the promo code HOGS and they'll toss you a nice deposit match of up to $1,000. And now you can bet on the Hogs all season long with MyBookie.
1050 Cop CDL Academy.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Last 4 or 5 practices in spring, he started showing. Not like now, but he started showing, and which made us believe that, hey, this guy, he may be one of our best defensive ends. He's big, and he had a really good summer. And then as we're coming out here, and I think somehow he felt like, he's a transfer. So I felt like at some point he felt like, this is my team. I'm part of this team.
That's Sam Pittman talking about Justice Boone, who transferred from Florida in the offseason, defensive end for Arkansas. You lost a lot, Tommy, on that defensive line from a season ago. You're always looking for pass rushers in this league, and I know they've been really high on him this offseason, whether it's him or Deke Adams or any other coach I've heard talk about the defensive line for that matter.
Yeah, and those are things where you're excited to hear that. I think a lot of fans, I hear them particularly, calling in here to the station, the text we get. We like hearing that from Coach, but we want to see it first. So good to hear that they feel like they got the depth that they need up front. He has been very consistent on his on his belief in his offensive and particularly defensive lines this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another example of what he said Saturday after the scrimmage about the defensive line.
So we'll get more into what Sam Pittman had to say about the scrimmage as far as other coaches making remarks this past weekend or last few days or so. Some of you have heard, some of you are hearing this for the first time. John Gruden, who was in Athens recently.
The only reason I really came here is I want to coach again. I'm being honest with you. I do not either. I want to coach again. I'd die to coach in the SEC. I would love it. I would love it.
Do you think his entrance back into college football could come in an SEC institution, or do you think someone would want to see him coach elsewhere before taking a chance on Gruden?
I mean, North Carolina obviously took a chance on Belichick. Gruden's not the name Bill Belichick is, but he's a 15-year younger version of a coach that's got the branding and has kept his brand and name alive through TV, Monday Night Football years ago, and doing the work he's doing
QB
now.
Camps,
but all those things. But I know he's got a Super Bowl on the resume. But what recent success could you point to as an AD to say this is the right decision? If you needed something to elevate your brand and to kind of get you started and elevate your launching pad, he might be the guy. But the SEC doesn't have a lot of those jobs where you need elevation of your brand or your launching pad. You just need to win.
I think.
Can he do that in the SEC? I don't know. He's not a college football guy.
I think we sometimes become fascinated with broadcasters that we hear and see consistently, and then there's
no reason they're behind the microphone.
Yeah, and maybe, and I don't know if this necessarily correlates with him, but sometimes we overinflate what they actually did while coaching or playing, and we make them out to be better than they actually are. He has the energy. He has the passion. He has the sound bites. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a really surefire, good college football coach. There's a lot of intangibles. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Would he inspire certain institutions, certain places with maybe an influx of NIL money, support, obviously starting that? Probably. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to translate to winning in the toughest conference in college football.
Do you think the majority of SEC fan bases would be excited about him being named your head coach?
I know Arkansas would, at least at one
I'm not so sure about that.
I think it depends on the situation. I mean, Athens, no. I mean, there's several schools that are very happy with their current.
State,
that would be a place, Starkville, that if it didn't go well for Jeff Lebby this season, then yeah, I think they'd be excited about it. But I mean, you're putting. Most ADs would tell you, like, when you hire a football coach, if it doesn't go well, that could be you that gets let go too. A lot of times those ADs and head coaches get tired, so you would be investing your potential livelihood down the line with John Gruden, which some people would be okay with, others would not.
Well, I mean, AD's jobs are directly tied to the head football coach's performance every day. So I mean, that's nothing new, but
it wasn't that long.
He doesn't come without risk, Christian. He doesn't come without risk.
It wasn't that long ago where every time there was a potential coaching search for Arkansas football or,
this went on at several places. It wasn't just Arkansas.
It's Gruden. We want Gruden.
Knoxville, Fayetteville.
You're enamored with what you see on TV, and there's a reason that coach is on TV.
Yeah. Well, the other coach that's being mentioned the
only one on TV that is a must-hire would be Saban, and you're not getting him.
Yeah, so. Don't think he's coming back considering what he said. The other one would be Jimbo Fisher, that's at least being talked about.
I would be very interested in still doing it because I think I still got a lot to give and like to get back out there. I really would.
And make more money.
Yeah, and he's already getting paid a boatload from Texas A&M.
To not coach.
But, yeah, I just – and coaches are wired differently than the average Joe, i.e. me, Tommy, Christian, whoever else, but – I mean, if you had all that money, I forget what his buyout was from College Station, but if you have all that money, like why even go back in? But I guess I answered my own question. It's like they're just different dudes.
Well, I mean, is money the only reason is that the only thing that motivates you? Of course not. Money's just a tool to really get to what you want. And what most people want? To be able to do what they love without the pressure of making a mortgage payment, without the pressure of, all the things that go along that require finances.
Mm-hmm.
We can't imagine it because we've never had, a 2 comma balance in our bank account. But for these guys, they don't have that concern. You know, all I want is a few $1 million so then I can quit working to do the things I want to do. Well, the thing that these guys want to do is coach football.
Yeah.
They don't do it for the money. They do it because they want to coach football. Money's just a big part of it now. It's a big business, but money in the end is just a tool for any of us to control our time and to do the things we love. For some of us, it's vacation, it's trips, it's whatever. But really, at the end, that's not what satisfies you. It's being involved in whatever you're passionate about.
All right, last thing here in your SEC update. Brian Kelly updated everyone on the status of his quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier.
Any long-term effects or any concerns?
It's tendonitis. Tendonitis is managed every single day.
There are rumors coming out of Baton Rouge last week that he had torn his ACL because of how he walked off kind of gimpy after a certain segment of practice or whatnot. But apparently it's not that severe. Starting quarterback for LSU, one of the best in all of college football, is going to be okay. I still, Tommy, to me, that's the team that's going to win the national championship. I know their schedule's not easy, being that they open up with Clemson. They got to go to Tuscaloosa, but I still think LSU's going to take the national championship this year. And they got to play Arkansas at 11 a.m. in November. Never know what happens at that game.
All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by Grit Garage Doors. You know, the first game's less than 3 weeks away, and with Grit Garage Door, they want a young fan and their family or three of their buddies to have an experience this year and enjoy game day. With game day fast approaching, Grit Garage Door has come up with a great giveaway to get you give back to NWA and the River Valley and to fans around the state. Join Mike and the team and this awesome opportunity that they've made it easy to enter. Head on over to their Facebook page, Grit Garage Doors, to learn more. And I'll tell you, it's really simple. All you need to do is like the post, follow the page, and comment on the original post to be entered. Plus, bonus points if you have a picture or a video with your young fan in their favorite gear. So go to Grit Garage Door on Facebook, like and follow them, and you'll be entered for their football giveaway, courtesy of Grit Garage Door. That's Grit Garage Doors.
I saw this note this morning. On this day back in 1992, the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, opened as the largest shopping mall in the United States. I've been there. It's pretty unique. I guess we went there. Me and my dad went there probably 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. When's the last time you've been at a mall?
Mall of America, Minneapolis, last fall.
You went last fall.
I was in Central Mall last week.
Okay. That is something that was so popular.
And you're talking about indoor mall.
Yes,
yeah.
An indoor mall.
Yeah, we had to go to a convention. In fact, I got to go back up there in September, or get to go back up there in September. And that's one of the last what I would call indoor mall. We went in there to eat dinner.
What'd you think?
One night. It was huge, and it went for a while. But I really kind of, it's so hyped, and so you think, well, this is going to be the biggest thing ever.
You thought it was going to be bigger?
I thought it was going to be bigger than what it actually was. And it was kind of dated. It was kind of a dated experience because we don't shop like that anymore. Mm-hmm. But we also don't live in a place where it gets 25 below for the high.
That's a great point.
In the middle of, January, February, March. That's what you get in the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
So.
I when I read this, I was like, what is
I was underwhelmed a little bit.
Were you?
I like the food courts. I mean, seeing what they have. And I don't know if they do that anymore as much, but like the taste testing.
Kind of like at Sam's or something like that, Big C?
Yeah,
like they have
sample.
Like the the sample, like the hibachi stuff, Chinese. That was always my favorite thing at the mall.
That used to be such a popular destination to go when you were a kid or your adult. If you're an adult,
you go there on Friday nights.
Yeah, you drop your kids off. There was a movie theater oftentimes.
Usually.
There's various other things, but
get you a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Go to the Geno's, get you some pizza.
And now it's just I'm not going to say it's non-existent because that's not true. They're just they're nowhere near as popular.
What happened there? I mean, is it just because of
Amazon?
This started before Amazon was wildly popular. The decline of malls started years ago. I mean, long time ago. The traditional mall setup.
I think people are just less inclined to do stuff outdoors and in person with other people than they were 20 years ago. I think collectively,
right.
I think collectively that is just the truth. I think people's convenience outweighs their needs sometimes and what they used to be. You think about all.
I think you're on to something. I think it became a hassle, and people quit doing it.
Well, you think about Walmart home delivery and various and Grubhub and all these different things that are more people will pay outlandish prices.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Because of convenience, and things are now more convenient than ever. When I hear someone complain, like I listened to this. I listened to this candy ass the other day talk about how it's harder in 2025 as a young man than it was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. And I'm just sitting there to myself watching this Instagram reel thinking we are breeding the softest generation alive. The one behind me, mine, everything else. And I sound like a boomer here at 30 years old talking about it. But convenience has outweighed any discomfort whatsoever. People try to bypass it.
I agree
and
with
malls to me aren't that discomforting, but if you can order it online,
But you got to go park.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go park, then you got to walk to the door, then you got to walk through the mall to get to the store you actually want to go to. I remember you go to the mall and you just walk around looking for something to buy. You know, now you just get online and do it. But I agree. In today's world, the online shopping experience is what's hamstringing malls. But malls will come back at some point. Everything circles back. It will come back. And I find it interesting how they repurpose these facilities and what they're doing with them. You know,
like what? Give me an example.
Well, the mall at Central Mall in Fort Smith now has a huge fitness center that's on one end of it where the Sears used to be. They took that space and turned it into, you know, a workout club. There's a lot of places that have turned it into indoor storage, repurposed it for that. So, I mean, I find it interesting that how they find ways to take these massive facilities and make it work.
Teddy says that everyone is getting lazier because of social media. I know there's been studies done that like the younger generation is not going out as much as they used to. They're staying indoors. I don't mean to get on my soapbox here, but as as that conversation unfolded, that's where my mind kind of went when it comes to malls.
Well, maybe we need to go back to olden times and in a place that's a little bit slower and a little bit quieter, and that would be Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. At Gaston's, it is a slower pace. It is a little less immediate, and you can just kind of enjoy a throwback at Gaston's. This is what I like about it because, you know, you got your private cabin and lodge that you can stay in, the restaurant that overlooks the White River, but there's something peaceful and easy about the White River and just floating down, you know, do an all-day float trip with your guide, taking a sack lunch with you, and just enjoying it the way that it's been done for generations. At Gaston's, they can help you with that experience. Ask about one of their float trips that can take you, you know, miles down the White River and really enjoy something that's one of our pastimes here in Arkansas, and that is the White River. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Talon forced to run inside the 40, first down at the 35, inside the 30, to the 20, cuts outside of the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas, no flags.
This is the Morning Rush.
I'm personally not necessarily a yes man, but I will, give my opinion on certain things.
This is the Morning Rush.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
GNC knows that you're not always feeling it at the gym, but don't get down, get lit, and get more out of every workout. Beyond Raw Lit is a clinically dosed pre-workout that flips the switch and gives you more energy, focus, intensity, and pumps. The perfect combo for a killer workout. Plus, it's got incredible flavors and thousands of 5-star reviews, so you know it's good. Pick it up at GNC stores or go to GNC.com.
Taco Bell's new crispy chicken tacos and burritos are so delicious. Wait, Taco Bell's a chicken place now? Nope, they're a taco place. So this crispy chicken taco's from another chicken place. No, it's from Taco Bell. But this chicken is all white meat with avocado ranch. Gotta be from a chicken place. It's coated in crispy tortilla chips. That's Taco Place. I don't know. It seems like Taco Bell's just a chicken place now. Well, the crispy chicken also comes in burritos. What is even real? Try the new crispy chicken tacos and burritos from Taco Bell. Your taco place that's also a chicken place that's also a taco place. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact code for availability.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
And Justin Rose is a playoff winner again.
Crazy ending to the FedEx Cup, and is the St. Jude, Tommy?
St. Jude,
yeah, the
yeah.
St. Jude Challenge for the FedEx Cup standings yesterday as Justin Rose defeats Tommy Fleetwood. Was it fourth playoff hole? Did it get to yesterday?
I think that's right.
Overtime. So crazy in Memphis, Tennessee yesterday. I was listening to, felt bad for Tommy Fleetwood. He's had, seems like several of these come down in the stretch, and he just can't seem to find a way to win at the end of these things.
So I was watching a reel this morning on Facebook, and it was a video of Eli Manning dressed up as a FedEx delivery person at the FedEx tournament in Memphis, and he was delivering packages on the range and the practice facilities to players. And he had his sunglasses on. He had the big FedEx hat on. He didn't look like Eli Manning. And he was tracking down Scheffler. He was tracking down Ricky Fowler. Said, "Hey, based on your recent performance, here's a new driver I need you to sign right here." And it was pretty funny when they figured out, hey, this is Eli Manning. It was a pretty good watch. So dig that one out today. But that was a funny little video that the social media team put together.
He and Peyton seem to be able to poke fun at themselves and have fun after their playing days. I know sometimes it's hard, kind of might be hard to find your way after your playing days, trying to figure out what you're doing post football, basketball, baseball. But they've really found a niche, it seems like.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. Hey, Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, is at the entrance to Riley Farms. They provide every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry to braces to implants and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Dr. Farmer, and Dr. Blaine Van Nice give their patients a comfortable experience giving you a better smile every time that you go to Valley Family Dental. If you're a snorer, you need to ask about the Snore Guard. $300 off when you mention you heard it here on the Morning Rush. 479-226-3500. Put a stop to the snoring with a Snore Guard. Go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. That's valleyfamilydentalpractice.com, or call 226-3500 for your appointment.
Speaking of sleep, is Colton going to get any sleep? Apparently,
he'll sleep tonight, but it'll be the last time
before it gets going. We'll keep you updated here on Baby Watch with Colton and his son. Really excited for him and Gabby and their entire family, and our family here at ESPN Arkansas with him. I know he's really excited for that. He's going to be out with us. Big C's going to be with us this week as we continue on the Morning Rush. 19 days out from Arkansas football. We're going to hear from some other coaches later on this week. I want to say T. Wills today, if I remember that right. So we'll have some stuff for you here on out of that. Kami, I guess another scrimmage or two, and then, again, that Alabama A&M game will be here before we know it.
Yeah, and we'll be in a game week, and like I said, 19 days from the start of the year. That's hard to believe. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's courtesy of Taco Bell. You're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy for lunch today, Taco Bell's got you covered. It's a must for football season. The Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
You missed our conversation with James Rouse. It was fantastic. He's going to be in our Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, so you can find that on the Hit That Line Now app as well as hitthatline.com. For Tommy and Big C, I'm Ty. Halftime is next.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all